Okay, so this was a thing. So my good fellow classmate Donát had prepared with his lecture about the English language this year.
Language. In my early days, there were stories about funny refugees murdering the English language. A refugee woman goes to the greengrocer to buy red oranges, red inside. Very popular on the continent and called blood oranges. I want 2 pounds of bloody oranges. What sort of oranges, dear? Asked the greengrocer, a little puzzled. Bloody oranges. He thinks. I see, for Jews? Yes, we are. Another story dates from 2 years later. By that time, the paterfamilias, the orange-buying lady's husband, has become terribly, terribly English. He meets an old friend in Regent's Park, and instead of talking to him in German softly, he greets him in English loudly. Hello, Weinstock. Lovely day, isn't it? Spring in the air. Why should I? And on one occasion, I received a written message from an Austrian gentleman that he wanted to speak to me urgently in the nearest convenience. Those days are over. Not only former refugees, but the whole world has learned to speak proper English. Pronunciation is another matter. The refugee may still be a man who has lost everything except his accent. On the other hand, Central European has become one of the legitimate accents and or the trouble with the foreign student may be that his English is too good, too precise, too correct. He speaks English too well. He must be a bloody foreigner, is a frequent comment. And you just want to, because while the rest of the world is busy learning English, English themselves are busy forgetting their beautiful mother tongue. If you want to sound a proper Englishman, use no more than 800 words, preferably about half of them incorrectly. Most Englishmen will tell you that English has no grammar, which is just another way of saying that they have no grammar. Not long ago, I kept seeing post office vans with the attractive slogan, "Everyone should have a phone of their own." In a letter to The Guardian, I remarked, I think everyone do already. A number of correspondents wrote a letter to me telling me off as a pedant and a prig, remarking that the post office had used good colloquial English. Before the war, a spade used to be a spade, even often brutally so. I remember an institution called Hospital for Incurable Diseases. How gentle, how tactful, I thought, and tried to imagine the feelings of the patient driven through the gates. But by today, a dustman has become a refuse collector, a policeman, a law enforcement officer, the pilot of plane, a captain, a man who sells second-hand socks from a market stall business executive, and a dog, a home protection officer. If you want to sound truly English, you must learn to speak the language really badly. It will not be difficult. There are many language schools where they teach you exactly that. If you're unlucky, you may choose one of the old-fashioned ones and be taught English as it should be and not as it is spoken. Remember that everything is a situation or a problem nowadays. In the old days, a man was traveling. Today, he's in a travel situation. In the past, he got married. Today, he finds himself in a marriage situation. In the past, he went bankrupt. Today, he has a liquidity problem. In the old days, he was impotent. Today, he has a virility problem. In our economic plight, rationing has already begun. This is kept a secret, and for the time being, only the letter R is rationed. The modern English has a certain number of R's at his disposal and no more. He and that applies even to some radio announcers, uses them foolishly. He will speak of India and Pakistan and of lower and order, only to find that he used up his R ration, frittered it away, and now he has to save madly where he can. So he will speak of Labour and of the Far East. Do we really have a serious R problem, or are we just in an illiteracy situation? Thank you for your attention.